see mother Halo walking in the motherfucking room with my brother's stream, my mama is coming to bring that motherfucking there. My mama is the reason why we get our motherfucking kids. I don't talk to my goddamn baby mama. My mom is the reason why me and my brother get our kids. We go through my goddamn mama. My mom is nice as hell. This could be my mama cup. Chino could come and slap the cup out her hand. She gonna be like, oh, I'll just go get me another cup. My mom is the nicest person in the world.
Things just got real ugly. DDG's mom is going straight for Halle Bailey's neck, and the internet can't keep up with the mess. Halle thought she could slide in with some subtle shade about DDG's odd behavior, but what she didn't see coming. Mama Tanya pulling up and flipping the script fast. She's dragging Halle like never before, and now fans are looking at Halle a whole different way. This ain't just your average breakup drama. It's full-blown family chaos, and it's tearing the internet apart piece by piece. Folks are seriously starting to wonder if Halle's innocent act was just for the cameras. So what exactly did Tanya say that's got fans switching sides like it's a game of musical chairs? Let's run it back, because the timeline on this mess is wild. The drama between Halle Bailey and DDG has completely spiraled out of control, and now DDG's mom, Tanya, is stepping all the way into the spotlight. She's making it very clear that her son won't be the only one catching heat. After Halle started dropping hints that DDG's family was shady and toxic behind closed doors, Tanya came swinging. She didn't hold back at all, calling out what she says is the real Halle. And it's nothing like the soft-spoken, graceful image we've all seen. According to Tanya, fans have only met the sweet and polished version of Halle, the one causing chaos behind the scenes. That side's been hiding, until now. But this drama didn't just come out of nowhere. Halle has been quietly blaming DDG's family for the way their relationship blew up, especially pointing fingers at his mama. In her court documents, Halle didn't mince words. She all but said that Tanya enabled her son's wild behavior, and even helped him cover up some seriously messy moments. One moment that really hit hard, Halle said DDG allegedly got physical and even chipped her tooth. She claimed, "When we arrived at his house, I was crying and told his family what happened. I begged his family who were there to help me figure out a schedule with him. They just said, leave Halo and go." That's what she said, word for word. And that's not all. Halle also threw shade at Tanya's role in DDG's parenting, or lack of it. She wrote, "I am aware that Daryl leaves Halo with his mother most of the visits, and his mother cares for Halo." Basically saying Tanya's doing all the parenting while DDG plays the good dad on social media. Whew! Tanya did not appreciate being dragged like that. She jumped right back into the spotlight, no hesitation. And let's just say, she came swinging with some cryptic shade of her own. She popped up on Instagram with that classic Kermit the Frog meme, sipping tea, and captioned it, "Hello Jesus, take the wheel." It might seem cute, but everyone knew that was a warning shot. The internet went into full meltdown mode, accusing Tanya of being exactly what Halle claimed, an enabler. But Tanya wasn't done. She came back with even more fire. Tanya had finally had enough. She came out swinging, posting, "I don't usually speak on the internet, even with all the lies, hate, and negativity thrown at me and mine. But these accusations, they made me realize I've been quiet for way too long." And just like that, boom, things exploded. But Halle wasn't about to stay silent either. She came with receipts, and they were messy. She dropped screenshots that painted a clear picture of Tanya allegedly running interference for DDG. And the internet went into chaos mode. One of the texts showed Halle texting Tanya directly, basically doing all the co-parenting on DDG's behalf. The message said, "Just keeping you updated. We'll be back on the 11th. Haven't heard if Moo still plans to get Halo like we talked about. If he's around, you can get him the 27th and bring him back the 4th. If not, I'll keep him till we return." Tanya replied, "Hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to get him." Now that blew up online, and people were like, wait a second, why is Tanya handling this instead of DDG himself? Tanya snapped right back. She clapped back hard, saying Halle was out here playing the victim and twisting things. Tanya said she's the one stepping up when DDG's busy, and instead of being thankful, Halle's throwing jabs. But fans weren't buying it, not even a little bit. They started asking real questions. If DDG's such a hands-on dad like Tanya keeps saying, why is his mom making all the plans? The comment sections were brutal. One user wrote, "I don't usually blame parents for grown folks' behavior, but DDG's mom is absolutely part of the problem." Another said, "Her post since the restraining order? Downright embarrassing." And the internet didn't stop there. They started digging up clips, like one where DDG literally slapped food out of Tanya's hand, and instead of checking him, she laughed like it was nothing. Fans were shook. One comment said, "Kind of weird behavior for a black mom, enabling much?" Turns out it's not just Halle with complaints. DDG's brother's baby mama also spoke out about the disrespect. And what did Tanya do then? She brushed it off, saying, "That's just how he is. He's never gonna change. No accountability, just excuses and chuckles." And then came the kicker. DDG's brother, Dub, said in a video that their mom is the nicest woman ever. But the way he said it, people clocked it right away. It felt more like he was saying, she lets them do whatever they want with zero consequences. Fans have been watching this pattern for a while now. Tanya constantly stepping between her sons and their baby mamas, basically doing all the parenting for them. Allegedly, they don't even want to deal with their kids directly, and Tanya's the buffer. Nobody's trying to drag Tanya as a mother, but based on what Halle exposed, it's looking like this enabling behavior runs deep. But then Tanya hit her breaking point. No more vague Instagram posts, no more shade memes. She went full beast mode and pulled out legal paperwork. She dropped a declaration so bold, it made jaws drop. She accused Halle of lying through her little chipped tooth, exaggerating every detail and doing everything in her power to cut DDG out of Halo's life. According to Tanya, this was all part of Halle's plan. Paint DDG as the bad guy, play the heartbroken mom, and ice him out completely. And with that, the gloves were officially off. Tanya wasn't backing down anymore. And Tanya wasn't done yet. She went even deeper into her legal warpath. In the documents, she accused Halle of being manipulative and using her status to twist public opinion. Tanya said Halle was painting herself as the innocent mom, while behind the scenes, she was allegedly blocking every attempt DDG made to see his child. She claimed Halle controls when and how DDG sees Halo, if at all. According to Tanya, there were multiple times DDG tried to set up visits, but Halle either didn't respond or came up with excuses. Tanya said it felt like Halle was playing gatekeeper and using the baby as leverage in the middle of all this drama. And it gets even messier. Tanya claimed that some of the evidence Halle submitted was taken out of context. She even implied that Halle intentionally edited screenshots to make DDG look worse. The drama went straight into legal territory, with both sides basically accusing each other of lying under oath. Meanwhile, fans are completely divided. Team Halle is saying Tanya's just doing damage control because the truth finally came out. They believe Halle's trying to protect her peace and her child, and Tanya's just upset that people finally see through the whole family dynamic. But Team DDG, or more accurately Team Tanya, says Halle is too polished to be trusted. They think she's using her sweet image to cover up the fact that she's been calling the shots and keeping DDG on a leash when it comes to fatherhood. One fan posted, "You can tell Tanya's been fed up for a while. This isn't new. This is years of pent-up frustration finally boiling over." Another said, "If Halle's got all this control over the situation, why does she keep dragging the family on social media instead of just co-parenting in peace?" And then someone dropped a whole thread breaking down every time Tanya was involved in DDG's baby mama drama. And it wasn't a short list. From pulling up in Instagram comments to allegedly texting on DDG's behalf, Tanya's hands are all over this. But here's the wild part. Fans started going back and digging into old vlogs and live streams, and suddenly all the little jokes about DDG's relationship with his mom started hitting different. Like that one time, DDG joked that he don't need to parent because his mama got it. Back then, people laughed. But now, they're calling it a red flag. People are saying Tanya's not just overprotective, she's too involved, to the point where DDG doesn't even have to show up as a dad, because Mama Tanya always steps in. And even though Tanya's claiming she's just trying to hold things together, fans are now wondering, has she been enabling this chaos the whole time? At this point, the internet's in full debate mode. Halle's fans are calling for her to get full custody, saying Tanya and DDG are both unfit. Meanwhile, others are saying Halle's been playing puppet master, pulling the strings behind closed doors, then crying on camera to keep her image clean. And just when people thought this couldn't get more toxic, rumors started flying that DDG's team is working on their own set of legal filings to challenge the current custody setup. Word on the street is that they're going to fight hard, and Tanya's name is all over those documents too. One thing is clear. This isn't just a messy breakup. This is turning into a full-blown family war, and nobody's coming out clean. Not Halle, not DDG, not even Mama Tanya. And the fans, they're eating it up, one explosive post at a time. And just when everyone thought things were already at max chaos, boom, DDG jumped in himself. Yup, he finally spoke up. And what he said, it just poured gasoline on an already burning fire. Instead of calming things down, DDG doubled down on everything Tanya said and more. He went live and claimed Halle was using the internet to destroy his name and trying to make him look like a deadbeat dad, even though he says he's been fighting to be in his child's life. He said, "I'm not perfect, but don't act like I don't care about my kid." But fans were quick to notice. He said all that and never once addressed why his mom is always the one doing the parenting. It didn't take long before people started dragging him too. One person commented, "Bro, you talk about loving your kid, but your mom's the one picking them up. Where you at?" Another wrote, "This man only shows up when it's time to talk on camera, but where's the action?" Then came the most shocking moment yet. DDG actually admitted that co-parenting with Halle has been almost impossible and hinted that she's been using legal threats to control the situation. He said, "Every time I try to fix things, it turns into paperwork." The chat exploded. People were like, is he really blaming court filings for not being a present father? But DDG wasn't done. He said that Halle's been telling half-truths to get sympathy and that she knows exactly how to manipulate the public. He claimed, "She knows y'all will believe anything she posts, especially when she cries a little." That line instantly went viral, and Halle's fans were not having it. They clapped back hard, saying he's trying to gaslight the situation and flip the narrative to make himself look like a victim, when Halle's the one dealing with everything while raising a baby. Meanwhile, Tanya kept fueling the drama from her corner. She reposted cryptic quotes like, "A real woman doesn't keep a man from his child," and "Silence only works for so long." The internet caught the shade instantly, and once again dragged her for being too involved and not letting her grown son fight his own battles. But guess who else joined the drama? DDG's sister. She posted a story saying, "One day the real story will come out and y'all gon' feel real stupid." That only stirred the pot even more. Now fans are wondering if this entire family's been hiding stuff behind closed doors for way too long. And of course, the blogs ran wild with it. Titles like DDG's family imploding over baby drama and Halle's receipts versus Mama Tanya's fury started flooding every timeline. Everyone's trying to piece together who's really telling the truth and who's just putting on a show. But the court of public opinion is starting to shift. What started as Halle looking like the quiet, graceful victim has turned into a heated debate, with both sides throwing mud and nobody walking away clean. And now there are whispers that Halle might be preparing a new set of legal moves behind the scenes. Rumor has it she's building a stronger case to limit Tanya's access altogether, claiming she's too involved, too emotional, and making things worse instead of better. At this point, it's not just about Halle and DDG anymore. This is turning into a three-way custody battlefield, with Tanya right in the middle. Fans are saying this might be one of the messiest celeb family dramas of the year, and we're only getting started. And just when it couldn't get wilder, Tanya went full scorched earth. She dropped bombshell after bombshell, trying to paint Halle as some obsessed ex, and the accusations? Straight out of a thriller movie. In her sworn declaration, Tanya claimed that Halle had been secretly stalking DDG, using AirTags. According to her, the first alert came through back in June 2020 when DDG found an AirTag hidden in his Maybach. That same night, Tanya said Halle showed up uninvited at a Beverly Hills movie theater, where DDG was allegedly out with another woman. Tanya said Halle even called her up that night, going off and claiming she knew exactly where DDG was and threatening to mess him up for sneaking around. But Tanya wasn't done. According to her, that movie theater moment, just the beginning. The very next day, Tanya, DDG, and her boyfriend George tore through DDG's Maybach looking for more trackers. And what did they find? Another AirTag stashed under the back seat. Tanya said that's how Halle always knew where to find DDG. especially when he was out with other women. But hold on, it gets creepier. Tanya said a few days later, George was driving DDG's Escalade when he started getting the same AirTag alerts on his iPhone. At first, they couldn't find anything. But after ripping the car apart again, boom, another AirTag hidden behind the back seat. And if that ain't enough, 2 weeks later, Tanya claims another AirTag popped up, this time stuffed inside a vitamin bottle in the car. But wait, it doesn't end there. Tanya said things took a disturbing turn once baby Halo was born. In April 2024, she claims she found a fourth AirTag, this time hidden deep inside Halo's diaper bag, tucked under the inner lining like someone was trying to track him without being noticed. Tanya said that was her final straw. Then in January 2025, when she and George moved into DDG's house, she claims she found a box of unused AirTags in one of DDG's bedroom drawers, and guess who she's accusing of leaving them behind? Yup, Halle, who, according to her, had been staying there during and after her pregnancy. After all that, it's no surprise things between Tanya and Halle hit rock bottom. Halle has reportedly cut Tanya off completely, refusing to let her near Halo. And let's not forget, Halle has a restraining order against DDG, right? The judge allowed Halle to take Halo to Italy to film her new movie and awarded her sole custody. Now, DDG tried to stop Halle from leaving the country, but the judge sided with her. In court, Halle explained, "I have to be on set in Italy from June 7th to August 4th, 2025. Daryl's known about this for months. This job pays the bills for me and Halo. Period." The judge agreed to let DDG visit Halo in Italy, but under supervision. That's where the real drama began. DDG's lawyer requested Tanya to supervise the visits, but Halle's lawyer was not having it. Her attorney told the judge that Tanya couldn't be trusted due to her past actions, and that she'd been enabling DDG's toxic behavior from the start. The judge sided with Halle again, saying the visits could only happen with a neutral, professional chaperone present. And here's where it got extra messy. DDG's team claimed the only person available to supervise was a therapist. But Halle's camp wasn't playing. They had already reached out to Italian authorities, lined up private security, and even brought in Halle's personal nanny to handle supervision. But then DDG's lawyer pushed back again, saying the nanny shouldn't be allowed to testify in court if she's involved in the visits. The judge agreed to that, but still approved the nanny and security team for the supervision setup. But y'all, it didn't stop there. Halle's lawyer revealed the nanny was actually scared to be alone with DDG, and that's exactly why extra security was needed. The judge accepted it, and now DDG's visits come with full-time eyes on him, every move monitored. Of course, Tanya didn't take that lightly. She fired back at the court's decision, saying she's more than capable of supervising, and accused Halle of being bitter and extra for keeping her away from her grandson. But fans? Not everyone's buying the innocent grandma act anymore. One commenter said, "You should have corrected your son years ago instead of covering for him. Now it's too late." Another wrote, "He hit that girl in front of his kid. And you just stood by? That's not love, that's damage." At this point, the internet is split down the middle. Some people are still riding with Tanya, calling her a mom doing what any mother would, defend her child. Others? They believe Halle finally pulled the curtain back on a toxic family dynamic that's been rotting behind the scenes for years. But one thing's for sure, and two things for certain, this situation is far from over. With court battles, messy receipts, stalker-level claims, and family loyalty getting tested left and right, the only question now is Halle being protective or just too controlling? Or is Tanya the one stirring the pot and making things worse for everyone involved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't even think about clicking off. The next video is even messier than this one. Tap in now, 'cause we're just getting started.